Comic book fans everywhere, unite! I invite you all to the unveiling of one of the best things of this pandemic as we return to the Filler sale. In this issue, comics in this time of madness has brought back their filler bag sale, $45. Fill this lovely bag here that they created for their shop with as many comics as you can, outside of everything on the like behind the counter, all the more expensive books behind the counter, and obviously there's no new releases, so those aren't excluded. And here is everything. And the funny thing is, I stuffed some of these back in there because I wanted to recreate this for the thumbnail, and I couldn't even get all the books back in there, so I'm not even sure how I got them in there in the first place. So, oh yes, I can't wait to show all these books off. It was such a surprise that they were doing this again, and I mentioned it was kind of questionable if I was going to be able to find enough books to pull it off, but of course I was, because I was in the comic shop, and there's always tons of stuff that I want. There's tons of other comics out there that are interesting that I would try on a whim, and now I have to do it at a fraction of the cost. So yeah, so there it is. When we look at that, I'm gonna pull these out of there because I don't want them stuffed in there like that for too long. But I'm gonna start with the 3 books that I could not get back into the bag for whatever reason. I guess the first time I stuffed them in there, it was sure will. I don't know, whatever. But here we are. Start with Aquaman. This is Aquaman 52, 58, and 53. 52 and 53 I missed before at another sale. I like the jellyfish on this one and the coloring. But because I ended up grabbing 51 and I got 54. And I think 54 was the newest. 54 or 55 was the newest issue at the time. So I missed those 2. But then now it's at 58. And I think 57 is the one where... Was that the one where the baby was first born? I don't know. But moving on, let's go. So we got a whole lot of stuff here, so let's get to it. Here is Flash number 20. Agent Saboteur. Iris West. Agent of Black Hole? Question mark. So recently I've shown off, well, somewhat recently, I've shown off some other Flash Rebirth stuff that I picked up, some early run, the first 8 issues, and then a couple other arcs after that. And I wasn't in too much of a hurry to grab the other stuff, and I'm glad I waited because I was able to get them a bunch of that now. So there's 19. Sins of the Father. There's 18, Sins of the Father Part 1. And here jumps up to 36. A rogue is dead, and one of you killed him. I thought I might actually have 36. I'm not sure. I didn't bother checking. There's 35. Can even 2 Flashes outrun the horrors of Black Hole? I don't know. I haven't read it yet. And here is 34. Black Hole Rising Part 1. My Lover, My Enemy. See, they did it again there. I talked about this before with the story arc banners there. So look, Black Hole Rising. This one's Part 1. But then for Part 2, nothing. Sins of the Father. Part 1. Part 2, nothing. Why? If anything, do it for all of them or do it for none of them. That's weird. I don't know. I don't understand that. And here is Flash 32. Oh my gosh. Get it together, Flash. Slow it down. Are you ready to run away? But I need you to bring it down. And 33. I like that cover. Ooh, this one too. 29. Let's get you evened up. And 42. Perfect Storm. Perfect Storm is 41. The Last Flash Standing. 40. Struck down by the Lord of Lightning. The Lord of Lightning. Oh my gosh. And 43. Perfect Storm under the gaze of Grodd. 50. Exercise Anniversary Issue. The Fury of the Speed Force. 49, Flash War. So there's Flash War 4, Flash War Part 3. With all hands against them. Got the Justice League. Flash War Part 2, number 48. 47, Flash War Part 1. How does this keep happening? I think something's going on with the camera. Like this all keeps getting off center. Here we go. Unless I'm doing something. 46. All his past remembered. 45. Finally, Wally West reveal. 44. The devastation of Central City. That was cool. There's the lighting all over the place. And then 53, which is one I may actually have. I'm not sure. The grips of the strength force. And then, so usually when I do haul videos, I usually purposely like to mix them up. So they're just kind of all over the place. I usually don't like to do straight run straight through. But this one, I just kind of left it the way I had. And since I pulled all the flash issues at the same time, they were all kind of next to each other. And then here is Batman White Knight Prevents Von Freeze. Now this one I wasn't sure, because I know at the New Year sale I thought I had picked up one of these issues, but I'm not sure. And I thought it was this one because I like the cover, but it could have been a different book. If I grabbed one at all, I may have just missed it and just was thinking about it. So I just grabbed this one anyway. And then back to this one. Haven't gone back to Avengers West Coast in a while. And I don't think I'd even checked. I think the last few times I was at the shop, I wasn't even, since I was doing like picking up West Coast Avengers pretty infrequently, I don't think I had just ever checked their shop there. But there's 63, the original Human Torch versus the Living Lightning. Who the hell is Living Lightning? I don't know, Living Laser. Wait, yeah, Living Laser. I don't know. Anyways, there's 60. You got Magneto, rematch from Magneto. Nuff said. And here is 39. So Avengers, you thought you'd buried me for good, but you were wrong. Dead wrong, says the swordsman. And then just looking at this issue, don't know what the hell it was about, but figured why the hell not. It's got cool backs there. Last stop on the red line, there's number 3. I looked it up briefly just to see how many issues there were, I think, and just to get an idea of what the hell it was about, but I don't remember. And here is one I showed in the video, my shopping video, Cold War number 4 from Aftershock. And then there's number 5. There's a 5-issue miniseries. And there's West Coast Avengers 38. But I barely looked at this. I just looked up to see how many issues there were and get just a little glimpse at what the hell it was about. And I was thinking Cold War. Oh yeah, Aftershock. I'll do it. Here's Avengers West Coast 37. The team is torn apart, and this mystery woman is about to make matters worse. Oh my gosh. And then here is Assassination number 1 from Image. I grabbed number 2 somewhere, I don't know where. But there's something about this one. I think I either saw something online about it, either like the first trade was cheap or something, or I don't know what the hell. I was just looking at something about Assassination. And I was like, oh, and I was looking it up. But whatever, I got the first 2 issues here. And here is Morbius, the Living Vampire number 2. I thought I had picked up number 1 at the New Year sale, but I guess I missed it because I kept thinking. I remember looking at it in the shop and I was going to grab it, but I just never did. But there it is, number 1 and number 2. And then here's this Avengers run number 2, Mark Waid and Mike Del Mundo, who is crazy good. And there's number 4. I don't even remember how long this run ran. I think it was 10 issues, but I could be wrong. There's 2, 4, and 9. And 10. And here is a DC Rebirth Holiday Special number 1. This was $10. Woo. But the Avengers run, since I was going back to I was kind of picking and choosing which Avengers runs because there were so many other Avengers titles, and I was thinking, how far do I want to go? Do I want to get Uncanny Avengers? And then I was thinking, all right, I'll get this one. There was a Legacy run as well, which was, I don't even know, like, it could have been, it wasn't even 20 issues, but it was like 672 to 690 or something like that, whatever. So I grabbed all those and I figured I'm gonna go for these ones. Plus, it's Mike Del Mundo on here, hell yes. And then I was looking at Doctor Strange and I saw this, his current run that just kicked off. Well, right now, I don't know what issue they would be at, but so they had 4 issues there. There's number 4, Surgeon Supreme. There's number 2. Number 3 and number 1. So yeah, Mark Waid, Kev Walker, and Java Tartaglia. Hope I pronounced that right. And then there's God Killers number 1, which is the issue I thought about getting a long time ago. I just never did. And then I was like, oh, well, look at this. So kind of just made it easy. And jump back to Image. Here is Mark number 4. I have the first 2 issues of this, and I haven't read them yet, but I like the covers, and I think the premise, from what I remember, it sounded good. And then I was kind of debating about the creative teams. I'm like, I don't know, because I didn't like Sonata that much, and it's the same team. I'm like, all right, I don't know, but maybe I'll give this series a try. It could be I just didn't connect with that book, so I was like, all right, you know what, I'll give them a shot. So I have 1, 2, and 4 of that. Then got to get some Hellboy. So here is Hellboy and the BPRD, the Beast of Vargu. I don't know if this one was just a one-shot. I have no idea. And then here is Hellboy and the BPR. I think it actually were. These are all one-shots. Long Night at Golowski Station. 1 or 2 issues, because I think, yeah, because this one says 1 or 2. So here is Hellboy and the BPRD, The Return of Effie Kolb. Number 1 of 2. Mike Mignola, Zach Howard, Dave Stewart. And then got Matt Smith on this one, and Duncan Fegredo. I forgot to pronounce it. Duncan Fegredo. So I remember I was talking to him on Twitter, and I asked him how to pronounce his last name because I wasn't sure how to pronounce it, and that's always a thing. If you know me for any number of watching number of videos, like I mentioned that before, not being able to pronounce certain creators' names, and always kind of making it a thing. Like, I always want to make sure I get people's names right because that's their name. So here is Green Arrow and Black Canary number 4, number 3, Judd Winnick, Cliff Chang, and number 2. These ones I actually meant to grab the last time I was there, but I forgot about them. I just didn't go back to that box. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot about those. I wanted those, and those are at the top of my list too. So I have the first 4 issues of that. After the wedding special, there's Assassination number 2. Image, Kyle Starks and Erica Henderson. And then some more West Coast Avengers. The Goddess Rules, number 96. And here is 95, War Machine, Darkhawk. And look at these. Remember this? The Crunch Munch cards. I think I still have... I had one of these cards. It was either... I think there was a Juggernaut. I feel like there was a Juggernaut card in there, but I could be wrong. And here is 93. Darkhawk again. Got Claw there. That's cool. And you know, U.S. Agent, Spider-Woman. Don't know what that is. And then X-Men on video. Hell yeah, look at that. They were $10 for an episode. I don't even know how many they actually made. I have a few of those. I still have a few of those. Here is Avengers West Coast 73, Wonder Man and Scarlet Witch. Will an Avenger fall? I don't know. I hope not. And Avengers West Coast 67, by Avengers Betrayed. The Reaper and the Robot, Part 3. And Punisher ad. I've shown this on another comic that I got recently too. Had an ad on there, Punisher ad there. And look at that. Talk yourself out of a tough situation. Introducing Laser Scope from Konami. The amazing voice-activated firing system for Nintendo. I wonder how the hell that worked. Huh. Here is Avengers West Coast 66. Oh yeah, it's part of that. The Reaper and the Robot Part 2. Ultron 13. Avengers 0. Hawkeye, Quicksilver, and Tigra. So let's slide these out of the way. Oh yes. All the comic goodness. This is so cool. There's tons of stuff. I was like, oh, I'm clearly kidding myself. There's so much that I could grab. And I was really trying to make sure I hit up the more recent releases, just to make it more I don't know, make it more worth it or whatever. And jumping into some of those, here is Red Goblin, Red Death, number 1. I think it was just a one-shot, unless it was intended to be a miniseries. I don't remember, but there it is. And then that's got a whole bunch of creators on it. Here is Reaver number 5 from Image. This is a book I like, but at some point I just completely missed the 5th issue. So I didn't start. I was picking up I picked up the first few issues because I think I jumped on at maybe 3. So first couple issues, and then I started pre-ordering. So I had. No wait, that doesn't make any sense. So maybe it was 6 and 7, and then somehow I just missed 5. So I don't know, whatever. But there's Reaver 5. And then figured I'd grab the rest of Punk Mambo. There's 3, 4, and 5 from Valiant there. Cullen Bunn, I met him at C22 this year. Look at that. And jump over to Dynamite. Bond. His name's Bond. James Bond. So there's Ian Fleming's James Bond number 1, 2, and 3. This is the new series. This one just started late last year. I want to say, oh, let me see. So they were up to at least, I thought there might have been a 4th issue out already. So it might be more that I just grabbed these 3 that I only saw. So James Bond, and then here is the Freeze issue 1 from Image. Don't know what the hell that's about. Family Tree number 2. Fairly certain I don't have that one, but I think I know I have one because I read one, and I think I had 3. I don't remember. This is madness. And here is Deadpool 2 and 3. Normally I would not pick up a Deadpool title, but I grabbed the first one at the New Year sale, so I got that for, what was it, $1? And then this one's I just grabbed because I could just stick it in my bag, and then they got Bacala on here and Kelly Thompson, so I'm gonna read more of her writing, but it's Deadpool, but it's Bacala, so I don't know, whatever. And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 100, City at War, The End. Just had to grab a copy 100 just because, and the little marker that's just on the bag. So not on the comic. And then this one I showed off in the shopping video as well. It's Batman Prelude to the Wedding Part 3. I only got this one. There was some other ones, but I only got this one because it's Batgirl and the Riddler, and I like both of them, so figure why not. And then there it is, God Killers number 2 from Aftershock. Aftershock getting some love. And then Jane Foster Valkyrie. Is it Valkyrie Jane Foster? Jane Foster Valkyrie. I always forget that. There's number 9. Web of Black Widow number 3. And number 2. I have number 1, and I think they only, I'm not sure how far they got with that. And I'll talk about these as well. X-Men Grand Design is Second Genesis number 1, and then Grand Design number 2. I should have number 1 of that. Star number 3. And here is American Carnage from Vertigo. There's number 2 with some covers by Ben Oliver. And then here is number 3. I don't think he did this cover. This, as far as I know, he didn't. But I have the first issue of that, and then I was like, oh yeah. So let me just grab some more of those. And then here is She Could Fly, number 1, number 104 from Dark Horse Books, Dark Horse Comics, Burger Books. And then here is Last Stop on the Red Line, number 4. Let's see. Falcon number 1, Take Flight part 1. Actually, do already have a copy of Falcon number 1, which I thought I did, and then I came home and double checked and said, oh, there it is. Then here's Savage Vengers number 1. At first I was no interest in this book, but I was kind of curious, a little bit curious about it, and then being able to get it right now for crazy cheap, figured why the hell not. And then I was able to grab this one. I talked about this one as well. Here is the Kubert cover for Wolverine number 1. I wanted some of the other covers. I got the main one that I wanted, but I was like, oh, I gotta get a Kubert cover because it's Kubert. He's back in Wolverine. But I wasn't gonna pay, what was it, $8 for it, just for that. I'm like, no. So this kind of fell into my lap there and wasn't gonna turn it down. And then I had to grab this one, Scream Curse of Carnage number 1, just because that just looks cool. Had to do that one. Should be Scotty Young, as far as I know. That's everything. I don't know if it has his tag in here at all. And for the SY. Unless he didn't do it, but I imagine he did. But I like this with the black and then the coloring on it. Cool. And then there is number 2. Scream, Curse of Carnage. Jane Foster Valkyrie, number 7. To Save Death Itself, Marvel's Medics Assemble. They got Cardiac. And I want to say that's Sabra, but I didn't know she was a medic. And the only reason I have to kind of base that on there, I'm pretty sure that's the Star of David. I want to say that was the Star of David on her headband in there. Oh my gosh, lights. but I could just be wrong. That might just be somebody else entirely. So, and here is Valkyrie, Jane Foster, or Jane, I don't know, whatever. Valkyrie number 8, and it was number 6. So I am caught up on that because I do have up to 5. I think I'm caught up to it. I grabbed 6 through 9 here, so doubt. Then there's Thor number 1. Figured to grab that. And number 4, they didn't have 2 or 3. And I could have just stopped with 1 just for the hell of it. But I figured since Sif is on the cover here and she looks all type of badass, and I like Sif, especially in that costume. So yeah. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier number 1. And Doctor Doom number 3. Got Mephisto. Doctor Doom number 6. First Kang. I think those I don't think they had 4 and 5. Then go back to Cold War. There's number 3. And number 2. And number 1. That should be all of Cold War I showed off. And here is Dead Hand, or The Dead Hand number 1 from Image. And the lettering reminds me of another title. Like the font they used for the title there. I can't remember the other book though. But it looks just like it. And then here is number 4. So no 2 or 3. Whatever. And then there's Falcon number 4. I don't know if let's say I do have the other ones in there. There's number 2. And number 3. You're under arrest. I don't think so. And then there's Star number 2. Got Scarlet Witch there. And back to American Carnage. More Ben Oliver. Here is, I think it's Ben Oliver. There's number 6. Number 5. And number 4. I like this one a lot. Oh, that's a Camaro too? Oh yeah. Those modern Camaros are slick as hell. That looks, I don't even know what's going on, but this looks like a heist. It has like the coloring, the blue and the pink there. Perfect. And last but not least, here is the other Spider-Man variant I wanted. This is the one I actually should have got instead of the Campbell cover. So I have, what do I have? So I think there was Art Germ, Campbell. Or did I only get the 2? So I think I have 2 or 3 of these covers, but this one is definitely, this one and the Art Germ ones are definitely the best ones. And you got all the different titles that she's been in and kind of clipped art from her entire history, including, let me see, where is, so that right there is Spider-Woman by David Finch from the New Avengers. There's Michael Turner. There's Greg Land from her solo series, one of her solo series. Down here is some of her more recent stuff for their costume change. This one's her pregnant cover. There's throwback, her early old stuff. I think that was the Bendis and Malieve run. Let's see, where we at? Oh my gosh. Oh, the Spider-Man. This is a cool cover. They should do this for more characters. They should do this for Wolverine. That would have been dope. Oh, there's Olivier Coipel next to Michael Turner. Rest in peace. What else is in there? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so anyways, Spider-Woman and all her titles there, all the different fonts that she's had, and the New Avengers, which I talked about. So yeah, that was my haul from Innocent Issue Comics. Bringing back the fill it back sale, $45. And I think I made a note of how many books I was able to stick in there. And I think I ended up around, wait, where are we at? 111, which is actually kind of weird because I swore I didn't fit as many in there because some of these books were thicker. The Wolverine book, and I think this one too. Yeah, maybe. And the X-Men Grand Design books are a little thicker. And then, but I also remember a couple of the West Coast Avengers books aren't boarded, so that creates a little bit of extra space. That DC Holiday Special was a little thicker, so like just look at, oh my gosh, if I just compare that, plus a square bound book. So yeah, like having a few of these in there definitely created a little more space to stuff a couple more issues in there. So yeah, another fantastic trip, which resulted in a ton of more stuff. Also, forgot, I didn't even show off. There's Forever Maps #1, or the graphic novel. Finally, waited for this to come in forever, but here it is. So for reading that, also grabbed 3 more sets of bags and boards. So more bagging and boarding is on deck. And yeah, another, again, just, it was so cool. I just had an absolute ball. And you heard it in my shopping video. The guy was like, "Oh, you find anything good?" "Oh yes, absolutely." And you probably couldn't hear it because he was walking into another door at the time. But I was saying at first I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to find enough. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, you know it. I believe in you." I was kind of laughing at that. So yeah, tons of books here. So a lot of cool stuff. Got some variants and tons of other series I'm trying to check out. Fill some holes. Got some Aftershock stuff in there. Say hey, Marvel, DC, Image. Well, Marvel, DC, Vertigo, Image, Valiant, Dynamite, Aftershock, Dark Horse, Burger Books. Yes, that was all over the place. Superhero stuff, all sorts of different genres here, and tons of good reading material to add to my existing stacks of reading material. So yeah, that is that. Gonna wrap this up. So yeah, I don't know, just let me know how jealous you are that I was able to participate in a magnificent sale like this. Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know what you're reading and what if you've been taking your comic shopping online. What have you picked up lately? I've been still doing a little bit of eBay, not as much, but I was able to do this and my comic shop is back up running. So I ordered some books from them, which won't actually, I piggybacked it to an upcoming sub shipment, which I didn't realize I still had, but that was actually supposed to be for next month. I don't know. It's all this stuff is just madness. I'm like, how did I still have a sub shipment? I thought I was done, but apparently not. So whatever, but that won't ship till next month. And I figured I'll wait. So I wasn't going to spend the extra shipping money on it. It wasn't necessary. There was just a couple of variants I wanted, plus some other stuff actually. So yeah, that is that. Let me know what you think of my haul and what you think of the sale. Honestly, I could go back. I could do it again. Obviously, I absolutely could. Just seeing all the other stuff that I kind of passed up on, I definitely could do this again. And who knows, I might be feeling crazy and I might just do it again for the hell of it. So yeah, let me know what you think. And yeah, so that's that. This is GENOTHADRAGON saying thanks for watching. Happy hunting, happy reading, happy collecting, and peace out.